Hey everyone, welcome back to part 4, and in this part we're going to talk about data roles. So there's a couple different ways that we can think about the roles that apply to data, and there are data owners, and these are the individuals with the ultimate responsibility of the data in the organization. They create the appropriate use and protection rules for the subject data and information. They provide input to the system owners on how security requirements and controls should be implemented. They decide access rights to who has access to that information and to that data. And then they assist with the effective assessment of the security controls. So they assist with the actual auditing of the security controls. And then you have an asset owner. And the asset owner is going to be the owner of the system where that sensitive information resides. So you have a data owner that is ultimately responsible for the data in the organization. And then you have the asset owner who is in charge of the system that data would then reside on. And the asset owner develops and maintains the system's security plan with all the stakeholders involved to ensure that it's deployed and maintained properly. And then they ensure training of users and support personnel on how to use that system. They manage all the system updates, and then they assist with the identification, implementation, and assessment of the security controls. So a few other types of roles that are out there. There's the business owner. So there's some overlap with the business owner and the system owner. But you can think of the business owner as somebody that uses a process that is using the system that the system owner manages. So for instance, a good example of this is the human resources may be in charge of, they may be the business owner of the onboarding process, but the systems where the HR system, the HR application runs on, and the different automated processes that are included in that may actually be owned by IT. The business owners are responsible for ensuring that the system provides value to the organization. The data processor is a system used to process data. And one note here is for GDPR. This is the European Data Protection Act. So GDPR labels a data processor as a natural or legal person, public authority, agency, or other body which processes personal data solely on the behalf of the data controller. So who's the data controller? Well, data controller is the entity that controls the processing of the data. They are responsible for the what, the why, and the how of processing that data. One other note here is that is a data privacy officer. And GDPR actually mandated DPOs for organizations that have to comply with GDPR. So you have to have a data privacy officer in your organization if you must comply to GDPR. And these DPOs, they oversee the control of data and ensure the laws and regulations are actually followed. So a few other roles we'll talk about here is data custodian. These are the ones that protect the integrity and security of data by ensuring that it's properly stored and protected. So in other words, they may be responsible for data backups by the IT department. An administrator is any entity that has elevated privileges to that data. And this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a system admin or an administrator in the pure sense of the role, but sometimes IT people could be considered administrators if they have elevated access, even for a limited time, to sensitive data. A user is a person who accesses data in the system in order to complete a task or some other type of work-related task. A subject is an entity, user, program, process, server, service, or system that accesses an object, and an object is data. So GDPR also states here that data subject is a person that can be identified through a name, ID, number, or other means. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this conversation here on data roles, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you.